St. Paul, in the second reading today, his letter to Timothy, urges all of us, "Beloved, it is my wish then, that in every place the men should pray, lifting up holy hands without anger or argument." Brother Harry must have taken this exhortation very seriously, for aside from being slow to anger and not keen to argue, Harry prayed constantly. One of his prayers, which he disclosed to those closest to him, was for the good Lord to allow him to reach the golden age of 95, after which he said, the Lord may take him to himself as he pleases. Harry reached his 95th birthday before his health declined. In God's ultimate kindness, He gave us 6 more months bonus so we could wallow in Harry's loving presence. Lesson number 1, be careful what you pray for. Australia's distinct food product, Vegemite, was invented 2 years before Harry was born. And he must have consumed loads and loads of that poison. The brewer's yeast extract from beer production, mixed with salt and extracts from malt and vegetables, may contain the secret potion for long life. Eat Vegemite. That's lesson number 2. Throughout his 34,884 days on this earth, like a generous serving of Vegemite, Harry would spread the one gospel that he knew well: kindness. Even as a young student, he was a master of social graces and etiquette in Marysville. And when he joined the brothers, he taught the same to his disciples in Malaysia. In the English language, the word Harry means to persistently carry out the acts, but our good brother was the exact opposite. He would not want to be a burden to others, nor to be unkind, or impolite, or improper. Hesed is how the Jews of the Old Testament referred to it. It is that loving kindness of our God who chose the least powerful among the nations to be His own. Undeserved love poured into our hearts, not just once, and not only in great and exceptional moments, but every single day, until those small ripples become big waves. Harry's acts of kindness would deconstruct that unfathomable mystery of God's essential attribute. Kindness is love in biteable chunks. Kindness is heaven in snippets. Kindness is benevolence in tidbits. It was also in Marysville where Harry became curious of the brothers, due to the distinctive habit that they wore at Mass. His curiosity sparked a vocation that would last 4,020 weeks as a De La Salle brother. His Australian confrere, Brother John Cleary of happy memory, compared him to the Apostle Matthias, who possessed the spirit of community. The iconic smile which you see beside his coffin today, the smile that we wish to remember him by, can come only from a magnanimous heart that simply cannot contain the joy within. The meaning of his vocation as a Christian brother may be summarized in just one word: kindness. Hesed in Hebrew is also translated as everlasting love. It is the absurd love of Hosea for the harlot Gomer. It is the unconditional love of the compassionate father for his prodigal son. It is love expressed sincerely and willingly, even when one does not feel it in one's emotions, or when the object of one's love does not seem to deserve it. Harry would disentangle the complexities of religious life and our ultra-programmatic strategies for vocations promotions. For Harry, kindness to another brother is at the core of our fraternity. Kindness shown to a young person at risk is the best vocation program. Kindness lived daily is the essence of sanctity. After his final profession, he lived his life as a missionary brother in Malaysia and the Philippines. 3 cities in Malaysia, 7 in the Philippines. If there's one virtue that Harry has proclaimed during those 804 months as a missionary, it is this: that the disciple is sent to proclaim just one gospel: kindness. While his old boys remembered him dearly for the edifice that expanded the school's operation in Klang, for organizing the best science fair, and their first foray with girls in Malacca, it is his kindness to his students and to everyone who needs it that will always be remembered. It is public knowledge that even the crows in Klang would publicly attest to his goodness. Hesed in Jewish culture is best understood as love that goes beyond the borders. It is the shocking scene of Jesus sharing a meal with sinners and prostitutes and tax collectors. It is a call to break barriers and walls and reach out to the periphery. Harry's great joy in living that missionary spirit puts to shame those of us who are attached to our comfort zones. Harry's total trust in the God who bids us unto the unknown is a curse on the cautious and the fearful. Harry's undiminished zest for life pierces the veil that hides our indolence and exhaustion. Who could ever imagine that after his official retirement at 65, he would volunteer again to a second missionary assignment that would rival his missionary years in Malaysia. Fully engaged with school assignments, finishing a master's degree at 75, multiple English tutorials for foreign students, an earthworm farm in our Manila roof deck, and a vegetable patch in the Division. Who would ever think Harry retired? His last will, and I was made executor, will contain 2 pages of bequests to those in need: street children, household staff, scholarships for several students in need, including his caregiver, and funds for the catechetical program. How do you measure the life of a man? The song goes: 34,884 days, 4,020 weeks in religious life, 804 months as a missionary. The song continues: remember the love, measure your life in love. This is the closest yet we can get in understanding Yahweh's Hesed. Harry's acts of kindness pop out like memes of God's epic narrative. His legacy of greatness is in the last piece of domino that he has laid down, one of his favorite indoor games. As his health declined, limbs all bloated, with invasive tubes and needles all over, there was never a whimper, from him not a frown. His good friend, Brother Martin Seller, visited him last Thursday and asked Harry to give him a smile. Harry did, even when everything else in his body was falling apart. That was his swan song, his last domino piece. As Yahweh assured Jeremiah, so Harry, in his enduring smile, assures us all. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. May we all surrender like willing pieces of a falling row of dominoes to Harry's chesed. Today, we lay to rest our dear brother Harry in the garden of our memories. Upon his request, we omitted flowers, not a single flower, during the wait. But every time we see a butterfly in search of blooms of kindness and love, there to share Harry's chesed to the world around him. May Brother Harry and the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace.
Amen.